Welcome to another interesting package of CSR Digest. CSR Digest is a program put together by Total Exploration and Production Nigeria Limited to appraise some of its corporate social responsibility to host and neighboring communities. Today you join me at Voyage Hotels Limited, Port Harcourt, where Capacity Development Department of the company put together a Train the Trainer workshop. Represented by the Capacity Development Manager, Erica Uke-Omodu, Mr. Uro said the workshop is aimed at passing vital information that will greatly equip the trainers to effectively manage the trainees, as well as its skills program. According to him, the scheme, when properly managed, will produce qualified skilled entrepreneurs who would have been out of the labor market, thereby improving the socio-economic development of host communities. The Deputy General Manager reassured the trainers and their trainees of Total's willingness to create opportunities to link them with fund donors, microfinance banks, and create business links to markets to enhance accelerated business growth.
It is important for our trainers to always draw the trainees' attention to the fact that there is no end to learning, and this opportunity is only the beginning of their training. They must therefore seek ways to continue improving on their learning beyond the opportunity provided by TPNG through this scheme.
Program Facilitator and Coordinator Entrepreneurship Innovation, CHINWA, explained that the training is packaged in 3 modules: attitudinal orientation, business linkages sensitization, and business model canvas and application. He enjoined the participants to utilize the opportunity offered by the scheme to improve their capacities.
If you're in business, you're looking for how your business will grow. Now, when you have this in mind, when you're not training those people, you are going to tell them, look, the training I'm giving to you is such that if I have a job, I'll be able to use you in addition to myself to deliver that job and you make money.
Participants interviewed lauded Total E&P Nigeria Limited for the capacity building program and pledged to impact the knowledge gained on various trainees.
Look at the much Total has been able to, the grounds they've covered, the much skills they've developed within the short time. It looks like nothing ever happened. If you go back there now, it's bubbling. It is all thanks to Total.
Well, to impact on them so that when we are not there, anytime we have business, we have to call them to come together so that we can deliver.
And the workshop today is an eye-opener to what I thought I have known, which I did not know. If they had been organizing this type of program, I believe we could have done more to the trainers.
Total's Train the Trainer initiative is in compliance with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal number 8, which focuses on decent work and economic growth with a target to reduce youth unemployment by 2020. Welcome to the discussion segment of CSR Digest. CSR Digest is a program put together by Total Exploration and Production Nigeria Limited to x-ray some of its corporate social responsibility programs and projects to host and neighboring communities. Today we are looking at skills development, Train the Trainer, and of course we have an expert in this area of development. And you know, without skills, there cannot be effective entrepreneurship. And effective entrepreneurship is the basic for which any economy can develop. It's the pivot on which economies revolve. And I have with me here CHINWA. CHINWA is an expert in this area, and he has been a facilitator to Total's E&P corporate social responsibility as it concerns skills development. And he's here to dissect some of these issues. Welcome, CHINWA, to this program. And I believe you are going to throw more light on the issues that cropped up during the Train the Trainer session with members of OML 58 communities and Total E&P. As the facilitator, how do you assess the whole program? And are you optimistic that members of OML 58 trainers let me put it that way, can be able to benefit from that training, and such experience garnered during the program trickle down to the trainees, to the benefit of all of them, and to the growth of the economy of OMF 58. But first, let's meet CHIKA CHINWA one-on-one. Who is CHIKA CHINWA?
Okay, my name is CHIKA CHINWA. I'm the managing partner for Entrepreneurship and Innovation Center, a business linkages facilitation organization. We're into business movement services, and we've been in place for we've been around for about 10 years now. We're incorporated in 2010. E&I, as the name goes, is about entrepreneurship. We see entrepreneurship as a vehicle to bring about development in the state. And for the work we're doing with Total now on the skills development, and particularly the training that we had, the TOT, the training of trainers. When they came in for the program, they thought we were coming to just talk to them about training. But we had to make them realize that first and foremost that they are entrepreneurs, that they are a business, and that means that they must have a business model. That means that their business must be profitable, and it is what they have as businessmen they can give to the people that they are trying to teach. So, and Total, it's not their only client. Whatever product they have, they should be able to go to other people. So we opened their eyes to the fact that they are entrepreneurs and not just trainers. They are first a business before talking about training. Training is just one of the services that they offer. So they appreciated that, and they were given opportunity to come up with business models for the various trades that they are teaching: fashion, catering, welding, and at the end of the day, they saw themselves now as businessmen. And like I said, we are into business linkage facilitation. We also made it clear to them during the training of the trainers that what is business linkage facilitation? Business linkage facilitation has to do with making sure that there is access to market, because without market, whatever product or service you're trying to sell is not going to go. So as people that are into catering business, into fashion, and they are doing training, what is their target market? Who are they? These people that are training, who are they serving? I will know how to show them the ecosystem of the industry they find themselves, and how to know the demand side and the supply side, and somebody is willing to pay a price that makes their business to be profitable. And for the people that are training, how do they also imbibe the same philosophy? Like you see the Igbos and their apprenticeship method. Basically, a young Igbo man meets an experienced trader or a businessman, and it passes him through that process, links him up, shows him the way the business is done, and then sets him up. And thereafter, you see the young man kicks off because he knows all the demand and supply side of the business. So, and that's what we want this skill acquisition, so that at the end of the day, they should see the people that they are training as partners, so that if they have big business orders, like if they have a big demand, access to market, if they have a big catering job they need to deliver, if they have a big garment making thing, they will see people that have trained and the cluster that have been formed to enable to meet that demand. So we gave it a business perspective. So it's not training, it's business, and they really appreciated that. And so the idea of forming them, so we formed them into clusters to just demonstrate, if such an order was given to them, how they were going to meet it. And it really sparked up a new life. And they went back there, changing their business model, and know that indeed that they are businessmen and not just trainers, and that the market they have is not only Total. There are other people that they can also sell their products and services to. Okay.
Now, in course of doing this training, what were the challenges encountered during this period?
Now, the major challenge encountered, which even necessitated the essence of the training workshop, was for the right attitude, both from the trainers, businessmen, and their trainees. Okay, so that they see that this is not a dash from Total, but it's something that is supposed to enable them to have a sustainable livelihood.
Okay.
Okay, so that means that they need to look at it from that business perspective and to see that them as the trainers, that what Total is giving to the trainees is like a startup capital, it's a startup for their business. And that means that in the course of the training, they should begin to put that business mindset to their trainees, and let them know that it's not dependent on what Total do, but it's what they are learning, and most importantly, their own mindset towards that. Is it what they want to know, that because there is a skill acquisition, they just came and collected form and they
startup pack,
and no. That is beyond that. That is actually a means of a sustainable livelihood. So we had to deal with that mindset, because the teachers, the trainers are like their teachers. So if you want to correct it, you start with them also having the right mindset, and for them it should not be just waiting every year for Total to send another set of trainees to them. No, they should go beyond that. Their business should not be limited by what Total gives. They should be able to also package their services and go to other areas, and and most importantly on the demand and supply side of what they are doing.
Okay. Now in the training section, were you able to deal with how many modules? Because from what we saw the day we came in, we saw that there were some models, topics treated. There were some persons who joined you in the talk show, in the training sessions. So what are the models you gave them?
Basically the major model we gave, from which other thing came out from, was the business model canvas. Now the business model canvas talks about the value proposition, and then it talks about the stakeholders on the demand side and on the supply side, and of course at the bottom you're talking about the cost of doing your business and then your profit, from the revenue that you have generated. So we just try to put them in that perspective, that look, there are stakeholders, there are partners that will help your business on the supply side. Then on the demand side, they're put also to make sure that whatever you're producing, they're also buying. At the bottom of the business model canvas, you're talking about the cost of delivering this service and then the profit you're going to make at the end of the day. So we're actually trying to just reset their mind, to that profit mode of demand and supply and making profit. Okay,
all this while, Total has been engaging entrepreneurs from hosts and neighboring communities. Between when they started and now, what are the lacunas? What are the gap that you think existed that necessitated this TOT?
Now, like I said, the main gap that we identified was the component of the business linkages.
Okay.
Now, what do I mean by business linkages? You have trained people in garment, fashion, to produce something. Who are they producing it for? So if you do not have a business model to produce this garment profitably, by knowing that there are people that demand your service, and then you need something to start up, you just train people, and then after a while, if there's no business and they have to survive, they sell the starter pack, and then they find a way again to come back into the program again. And then for the trainer, he stays another year again looking for another set of trainees to be sent. So that's just, so we know that there is a need for them to think outside the box of training cycle and starter pack, and to really look at the bigger market and say that, okay, with this skill I have now, who is in demand of my services, of my product? How can I package it and create a link so that they can place orders? And then I know that I'm looking for startup capital, and I know that of course the startup pack they give to you, as I'm saying, but we even discovered that they can actually be clustered, so that there's an effect that comes from when people cluster together. So we're looking about that clustering model, so that they can come together and then
form a cooperative,
and then a demand can now be pulled to them, and then they cannot start doing business. So that's been the main, and that's the direction we're going. And of course, the other component, what we are doing is this certification, so that at the end of the day, the training centers give certificates that can be recognized. So working with ROSU, we're embarking on that kind of certification program, so that these various centers can also be certified, so that their certificates are viable. Yes, if you come out as a welder, you come out as a carpenter, you come out as a whatever skill you take. There's a level of certification, not just a certificate that is not recognized anywhere. You know, so
okay. All right. In all of this, are you satisfied with what has been done so far with your organization? Are you satisfied? Because we also met you at OBT in UML 58, where you were, engaged in talking to a lot of people, both entrepreneurs and all the rest. Are you satisfied with what you have done so far with the UML 58 areas? Are you satisfied with them, with what you've done?
From last year when we started this sensitization, letting them know that, look, this is not a freebie, that it's business development. I think the mindset, even from the community reps angle, now they've discovered that it's garbage in, garbage out. So they now know now that the category of people that they select to come into this program is very, very important. So there is that awareness. There's also the awareness that selling of startup pack is no more it. There's also the mindset now that, okay, we need to come together so that we can pull resources together and begin to address a market so that we can be profitable. So that consciousness is there. Now on the from the community, when we also met to them, we told them they are major stakeholders. When the process of the skill acquisition was done, they said that they are critical stakeholders, because they are the ones that actually bring who comes into the program. Okay. So if you bring in the wrong set of people into the program, of course you know what the result is going to be. So the onus is on them now to put a proper method, in place, that when they put their best feet out, they get the best of their youths, their women, as I'm saying, to participate in the program. So that consciousnness is there. And then for this 2019 going forward, we're very sure that the next set of people that are going to be coming into the program, as I'm saying, is going to go through some kind of rigorous selection process from the community so that the program becomes meaningful to the community for economic development and self-sustenance.
All right. In your organization, as a training center, do you have any feedback mechanism through which you can assess the level of compliance or the level of success recorded within this within this catchment area of Total EMP? Do you have any mechanism there?
Yeah, the main mechanism, for a business, because we're dealing with them now as business, is their ability to start up and the ability for them to stay business, and they're making profit.
You follow up?
Yes, of course. The follow up there now is actually the business that we're going to be doing with them, the business that we're drawing to them. So we bring them into our own ecosystem and we deal with them. We don't deal with them like trainees. We deal with them like partners. So when we meet with them, we say, what's your this line of business? What kind of link, which kind of connection do you need? I will now start working at it and pulling them down. So that's going to be the key performance indicator, the ability for these businesses to be able to supply products and services at a price that makes them profitable. Because the bottom line is that they are growing. We are even going to encourage them to open up their own small business names. Now, for those that don't want to come into the cooperative arrangement, to have a business name, have a complementary, and to package yourself, telling them that you have something to sell, and people are willing to pay a price. That is the best feedback and we keep it up to see how they are growing. At the end of the day, we look at them and see how their business, and when we bring down jobs and want to work with them, their ability to meet our own demand, because you must meet the demand. It's busy. If I give you a job to do, you're able to do it. So that's what we use to measure their performance. The jobs we give to them and how they're able to deliver it.
All right. Okay. Having known the key performance indicators, now, if you want to know their deliverables or to increase their deliverables, is there any way the organization will provide a kind of credit market for them?
Yeah, like we don't work only with Total. We work with other stakeholders. We work with the state government, and then there's a program that the CBN is also doing. There are a lot of credit facilities that the CBN is doing. But for the CBN program, it's quite rigorous, as I'm saying. So they need to show that they have a value proposition they're putting out there that people, and they want to see how they're going to pay back.
Okay.
So that's the starting point. So it's not about the credit, it's about, do you have a product, is there a market? Now if we give you all the support maybe to upgrade your services, because it's not just finance, you can say that it might be your business management skill, it might be your technical skill, it might be your organizational skill. There are a lot of factors. So after all those ones are taken care of, when okay, it is only finance, and that means that you must be clear about the market. So if there's no market for the money, for the credit facility you're looking for, the question will come, so how are you going to pay back?
Exactly.
So if you cannot answer that question from the beginning, then it's going to be a bad,
disqualified.
It's going to be a bad business, because you know that there's no way he will be able to pay back.
Okay.
So, and what we're now going to do is to help you put a business plan to be able to pay back that money, because the idea is not to refuse anybody access to finance, because access to finance is also a critical part of business growth. So any capacity building, in terms of helping their business will be done, and then the finance will be linked up, and then they support them all along the way. That's why we say we also do business development support services.
Okay. Now, having trained some entrepreneurs within the OMF 58, have you been able to record any success, any person that has come up say, this is what I've done, and you certify them properly?
Yes, like this, we actually started this programs this is our first round. So this first set of graduates is the first set we're having. So they're going to be the champions that we're going to use to demonstrate this model for business linkages. But one thing I can tell you, that we've mapped them into our ecosystem, so as we're aggressively looking for opportunities, I'm saying they're in our value chain, so that then when this thing comes down, for those that have been pre-qualified and have the necessary push, as entrepreneurs, to be linked up to but there's the normal total program, they go for the training, but we're injecting this entrepreneurship component now, that look, this is business, not a training program. It's a business development program, and that you as a person have to be very, very aggressive.
All right, so we'll go on break now. When we come back, we continue with our discussion segment. We've been talking about the Train the Trainer program organized by Entrepreneurship and Innovation Center, headed by Mr. CHIKA, CHINWA. All right, you're welcome back to the discussion segment of CSR Digest. CSR Digest, like I said, is a program put together by Total Exploration and Production Nigeria Limited to x-ray some of its corporate social responsibility programs and projects to host and neighboring communities. And I have with me an entrepreneurship expert, the managing partner, Entrepreneurship and Innovation Center here in Port Harcourt, Mr. CHIKA, CHINWA. Mr. CHIKA has been speaking on the need to embrace entrepreneurship as a pivot that pilots or that revolves around a growing economy. And of course, he's here to shed more light on it. Mr. CHIKA, CHINWA, you're welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
What is your advice to those that need to benefit directly or indirectly from the entrepreneurship program of Total EMP in one hand? In the other hand, what is your advice to Total EMP, the major sponsor of this, to host communities?
Okay, the main advice is to the key stakeholders. In this place, you have the benefiting host communities represented by some individuals, which we met with, and we told them that this is your own program. It's for you to make sure that you get the right people that are interested, that see this as a means of livelihood to come into the program. That the onus lies on them, because whoever they bring, it's not in the place of Total to reject it if they put their feet down, that's who they want in the program. So it's advised that they put up a process to get the right young men and women to the program.
What kind of process?
Now, for instance, now the communities, when there's a call for them to nominate who come in for the various skill acquisition program, so it's for the concerned communities, and their reps, to put a process of announcing so that people can indicate interest or whatever way, but let it be by interested parties.
Okay.
Let it not be by sharing. Yes, I'm saying. Let
like
it,
what it used to be.
Yes.
The eldest person take this.
Let there be an interest that the person that is coming is interested in this skill, in that skill, because he knows that he's going to use it as a source of livelihood.
Okay.
So once you get that process right, so whatever mechanism they can put in the community, you know, people that really are interested in this, and you know. So they should be able to put that process in place, which we're also going to work with them to guide that, to make sure that the right people come into the program. And then for Total also, to have a continuous dialogue with the stakeholders in terms of monitoring and evaluating the program, how it's coming out, so that on a regular basis there's an interview to say how far is this program going, and are we getting the desired result. And for Total, the other thing now is the impact assessment, and then of course the key performance indicator that has to be set, so that at the end of the day you can have success stories based on the performance indicators that you have set for the various skills that you test. So setting key performance indicators is very, very critical. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Chika CHINWA, for coming into this program and shedding more light on this issue of skills and various entrepreneurs development. Thank you so much for coming. We hope to see you back maybe sometime next month thereabout, when we'll call upon you to give or shed more light on this issue. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much.
Well, viewers, this is the much we can take on this topic, TOT, that has just held in Port Harcourt by Entrepreneurship and Innovation Center, which is the facilitators of the program, powered by Total EMP. Thank you so much for watching. Next week we'll come with another interesting package. Until then, say bye.